But I'm going to answer this question by saying Shedeur Sanders. And I'm going to tell you why. I think he's being set up to fail. That's right, I'm going to say it.
Okay.
Here we are on national television, right? There's been 11 practices, if I remember correctly. He's been starting against he's been playing against the third unit. He's fourth on the depth chart. And then suddenly you throw him into the start lineup, and he hasn't had any reps with the first team at all. Think about that. So you're just going to throw him to the wolves like that, huh? I mean, you know, if he had first team snaps in practice, I don't say that. But he doesn't. And then all of a sudden he's starting tomorrow night. It's like you want him to fail. I'm not accusing the coaches of doing this. I'm not accusing the GM of doing this. But that owner, Mr. Haslam, that's a different animal right there. Mr. $230 million guaranteed deal to Deshaun Watson. And then he's going to come out this time around. I had nothing to do with this pick. I didn't have anything to do with it. I mean, that wasn't me. That was GM Barry right there. That wasn't me. The owner sitting up there. It wasn't me. Wasn't me. Yo, it wasn't me. That's what he was saying. And I'm saying, really? That's what we doing now?
You know, I've seen a lot of people, especially after the draft and stuff, like you can't just hand the job to Shedeur. You got to make him earn it. He's got to, earn his spot and show what he can do. Well, they handed it to Dillon Gabriel. Yeah, they just handed him first-team reps. Like, he didn't do anything to earn them. He didn't.
Except for get drafted in the third. It's not like he was drafted in the top
five. Yeah, third-round quarterbacks don't ever earn first-team reps right out the gate. Jake Burns said that over the weekend.
It's one of those things, too, where they just seem to – it's like they fell in love with the person, and it's like the person might not match the player. You have guys coming out saying, like, he just doesn't belong on an NFL football field right now. Like, Zach Jackson said – practice comes to a screeching halt when he goes into 11-on-11s. And I'm just like, how is this a guy who's getting first-team reps then? What do the next guys have to do? Not even like Shedeur, just anybody on the roster. What do they have to do to eat into some of that? Because, like we said, Dillon Gabriel wasn't picked third overall. He was picked in the third round. Yeah. So why is he just being handed first-team reps? I don't understand that part of it. I'm like, are we willing to die on the cross for third-round pick Dillon Gabriel? Like, come on. Nobody else even had him on his draft board, at least not to be a starter.
The Cleveland Browns rolled into training camp with big promises. A fresh start, new talent, and a wide-open quarterback battle set to steal the spotlight. But beneath the hype, cracks were forming. Tension simmered in Berea, and no one felt the heat more than rookie QB Dillon Gabriel. Gabriel isn't just another face in the huddle. A third-round steal from Oregon, this Pac-12 standout shredded defenses with surgical precision and led with grit. He earned his spot on the Browns roster the hard way through relentless work and undeniable talent. Not the loudest or flashiest, Gabriel's a coach's dream, smart, tough, and ready to dissect a playbook from day one, delivering results when it counts.
I don't think the Browns have been setting him up for success all summer. Like, understand this. The only reason why Shedeur is even starting on Friday is because he's the only available quarterback of the four on that unofficial depth chart, right? Like, Joe Flacco's 40, so he's obviously not going to play. And Kenny Pickett and Dillon Gabriel, who are ahead of Sanders on said depth chart due to political reasons, and I'll get to that in a minute, are dealing with injuries. So Shedeur has to start. But they're kind of throwing him into the fire here because they've given him 0 first-team reps all camp. He's been balling all camp. I mean, every time I see one of those, I'm talking about those ESPN Cleveland quarterback graphics, Shedeur has the best stats. But they've literally only given him 4 total reps against the first-team defense.
While Dillon Gabriel should have been gearing up for his NFL preseason debut, he was stuck pacing the sidelines, fuming. Head coach Kevin Stefanski called it a precaution, a minor hamstring tweak keeping Gabriel out of Friday's opener against the Panthers. But to the rookie QB, something felt off. The explanation didn't sit right, and the tension was palpable.
This is his shot. Yeah. This is it. I mean, I don't mean just this one game, but I'm saying this is his chance. Even though it looks like he's been practicing well, what we talked earlier, like it just seems like they don't want to give him the shot to really move up. Well, they have to now. And I salute them for not. I think to start Tyler Huntley in this game would have just been like, it would have either been insulting or he is just light years away from being ready to play in an NFL game. And so I'm glad he's getting a start. I said earlier, maybe he plays a half, Huntley plays. If he's playing well, he's going to play 3 quarters at least.
Well, it looks like he's going to have to play a half.
Right. Yeah. That's like a minimum at this point. But this is his opportunity to really distance himself from Gabriel for sure. And if you look at all 6 of their quarterbacks, he's the only one, with all due respect to Dillon Gabriel, who even remotely could be like their quarterback of the future.
Shedeur Sanders, the Browns' other rookie QB drafted after Dillon Gabriel, wasn't just getting reps, he was handed the starting role, not because he outshined Gabriel in joint practices. Far from it. To Gabriel, it felt like Sanders was being shielded, gifted a chance that should have been earned through sweat and performance. The Browns chalked it up to smart injury management, but Gabriel wasn't buying the excuse. He'd been slinging passes in 7-on-7 drills, moving fluidly, firing with precision. The trainers had cleared him for non-contact work. No pain, no setbacks, nothing holding him back from a few series under the Friday night lights. Yet veteran backup Tyler Huntley, who'd been battling a groin injury weeks earlier, was suiting up to play. The math wasn't adding up.
144th pick for the Cleveland Browns will be starting at quarterback in the preseason open. Can you believe this, how this plays out? You can't make this up. I wonder, what did they say when they said, well, we got to start him? I told you that 144 is the seal that this is mine, and the seal of protection you'll get from God. But I'm going to need you to sit down for week 1 so the world can see the seal I put on number 144. Can y'all imagine if he plays anything? If he plays anything like anything, the story blows up even bigger.
Why was Dillon Gabriel left on the sidelines? Why was Shedeur Sanders, the high-wattage son of Deion Sanders, handed the keys to the Browns' offense? Gabriel's mind churned with questions, but one thought cut deeper than the rest. They're not protecting me. They're protecting him. To Gabriel, it was crystal clear. The Browns weren't just making a football call. This was a PR move, a branding play designed to light up social media, dominate highlight reels, and grab headlines. Starting Shedeur wasn't about performance, it was about buzz. Gabriel could already see the headlines. Shedeur Sanders shines an NFL debut, carrying the Sanders legacy forward.
I'm afraid he's going to get on the field in preseason games without a lot of practice reps, and then they're going to ask him to perform these heroic tasks in order to prove that he's worthy of being a starter when he hasn't had enough reps to really get comfortable. That's the kind of battle he's dealing with right now. I know, I've seen it. Dom, you've seen it. We've been in these camps. We know how that goes. Yeah. You don't get enough reps. They play a whole half of a game, and then all of a sudden coaches are going, why are you making that mistake? Why aren't you making that check? Why are you doing that technique? Well, damn, coach, I never was in there in practice. You never even talked to me during practice. But now you expect me to know. That's what they're going to that's what they're going to expect of him. But if anyone can get it done, it's this kid, because he's been trained the right way. But I'm telling you, he is ice skating uphill. He just is. And every time you hear this organization talk, you get that feel.
Dillon Gabriel was at risk of fading into the background. Inside the Browns facility, the whispers were growing louder. Teammates noticed the shift. A rookie lineman confided to a teammate, DG's got that fire in him. You can see he's furious, and he's got every right to be. A receivers coach during a walkthrough let slip. Don't count Gabriel out. He's been outworking everyone since minicamp. But none of it changed the reality. Come Friday night, Shedeur Sanders would be under center, soaking up the spotlight, commanding the offense. Dillon, he'd be in street clothes, sidelined, left to stew over what was really happening behind closed doors. He'd stayed quiet with the media, keeping his composure like a pro. But late Wednesday night, Gabriel dropped a bombshell on his Instagram story. A black screen with white text. Funny how the guy who's hurt ain't hurtin', but the guy who ain't hurt is on the field. It disappeared in 24 hours, but not before fans screenshotted it, sparking a firestorm on Reddit, Twitter, and Cleveland radio. The message was unmistakable. Gabriel didn't buy the injury excuse. He saw favoritism, and worse, he suspected Shedeur knew it too.
He's unflappable. We have been through so much as a family, as athletes, that he is prepared for everything. He cut from the old school, man. Like, he knows hard work pays off. Like, you got to work to earn it. I can't wait till the preseason game start, because
oh man, next Friday everybody locked in, baby.
You can do what you want, but you're gonna have to let him play in preseason.
I mean, he's funny, he's optimistic, he's lighthearted, but he works hard. You know, he takes it seriously, his craft, and he's watching what the others are doing, and you know, doing it his own way in which only he can. So looking forward to see him in these preseason games and how he manages the offense. But I think he looks good, but all the guys look good right now.
This is the Shedeur effect. I perked up. I didn't anticipate this, and now it's okay. Shedeur's going to play, and he's going to play in a preseason game, and he's going to have an opportunity to do it on a national stage. This is why Shedeur Sanders is a different kind of fifth-round pick. If you told me some other fifth-round pick playing for some other team was starting, I wouldn't even, care. Go and win the job. You're on national TV. Go and light it up. Throw the ball. Have fun. But I didn't buy the jersey, but I definitely perked up at the fact that he's going to be playing and he's number one under center, even in a preseason game.
A source close to the Browns revealed Dillon Gabriel was keeping his cool in team meetings, but in film sessions, he was a different beast. Laser-focused, dissecting every play with an edge that screamed he had something to prove. He wasn't disrespectful, just relentless. When Shedeur Sanders fumbled drills, Gabriel stayed silent, but his piercing stare spoke volumes. This wasn't about jealousy, it was about principle. Gabriel thrived on competition. He'd clawed his way through UCF, Oklahoma, and Oregon, battling for every snap of his college career. What he couldn't stomach was the growing sense that the game was rigged before he even stepped onto the field.
I mean, I think it's logistical, like what you're able to do right now, and I think the injuries sort of create a scenario where they'll get an extended look at Shedeur. I mean, look, he's still behind. I think he's caught up some. I would put like the chance that he's starting the season opener and it's microscopic, But look, like if he looks good, maybe he earns some more reps in 11-on-11 work, in camp, and that's really how it's got to happen. I think with the rookie quarterbacks in the Browns equation now, with Flacco and Pickett where they are ahead of those two, I think any chance you have at starting at any point this year is going to have to be a step-by-step process. And the first step is showing you can run the offense, and Shedeur will have a chance to do that.
You heard my take. I mean, this is not really that surprising. Never mind that he's number 4 on the depth chart. Never mind that he's missed time with a sore arm. And again, I want to know how your arm is sore if you don't get any reps. But apparently he's good enough to go. So let's go ahead and push him out there and see what we got. Do you like that decision?
I love it. I think it's the best thing for the Browns to do at this point. And honestly, I'm not rooting for the Browns to do well because I'm still upset that they got rid of Baker Mayfield and they got rid of Joe Flacco, two guys that led them to the playoffs in recent years. But really, this is what the preseason is all about, is going out there and giving players the opportunity, a chance to prove themselves. We saw during the Hall of Fame game, Trey Lance went out there and looked the best that he's ever looked. And it was very impressive, to the point, that there's people like, should we trade her? No, don't do that. But you go out there and you give these younger guys an opportunity to play against a team with a different colored helmet, and it allows you a chance to kind of get a read on them. And you nailed it, because there's two ways that this goes. Either, number one, Shedeur goes out there, he struggles, he doesn't look good, and you're like, okay, he needs a little bit more time. There's a reason why he fell to the 5th round, no pressure. He can kind of go back into anonymity as much as he could be, being Shedeur Sanders, but at the same time be like, he's at the bottom of the depth chart, we'll see him in a couple years. Or he goes out there and captures that lightning in the bottle. So if he has a situation like Trey Lance did the other night, there's really not much blocking him.
Shedeur Sanders played it cool, flashing charismatic smiles for the cameras and delivering polished sound bites in interviews. The spotlight didn't faze him, but in Dillon Gabriel's eyes, it wasn't earned. To Gabriel, Shedeur was being crowned the prince of the Browns' offense, handed a throne he hadn't fought for. That injustice reignited a fire in Gabriel, one he hadn't felt since doubters claimed he'd never hack it in a Power 5 conference. He wasn't about to explode or make a scene. No, Gabriel was smarter than that. He was cataloging every glance, every quote, every depth chart, every snap that should have been his. The NFL is a business, and Gabriel gets that. But he also knows what true competition looks like. And this was marketing. This was politics. This was sabotage. Not aimed at the flashy kid with the famous last name, but at the quiet grinder, the one who shows up early, stays late, and lets his work do the talking. Dillon Gabriel may be sidelined for the opener, but don't be fooled. This battle is far from over. When his moment comes, he won't just play. He'll make sure the world remembers who should have been QB1 all along. What do you think of this QB drama? Drop a like, share your thoughts in the comments, and let us know who you're rooting for in this Browns showdown.